Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to start the next set of functionalities. What we are going to do today is basically create this ability to take any of this pending payments thing and have a button. That button should present me a dialog pop-up with a form which will have some basic informations that I will capture. And once I submit, basically that should result in the bill being paid and a transaction being made. So, with this thing in our mind, let's get started and see how we can do this functionality. Okay. But before we dive into the actual development, let me do a quick recap for people who are new. Hey, hi Devjit, how are you doing? Uh, Thanks for being online and welcome to the live video. All right, so yes, what I have covered so far, a quick recap. We have this expense manager application, GitHub repository is here, and as like any expense manager application, we have the ability to track our expenses. We have the ability to add expenses. When you add expense, you have the ability to select an account. So basically you have a complete CRUD where you can set your account, manage your balances. You can set categories because expenses and incomes can be of different categories. Then you put the amount and all those things. Every transaction will mean your account balance will get deducted. If you add an income, it will be added. So all those things are done. Then we moved on to the billers section where you add your billers. You go into individual billers and say that these are my bills, and what are their frequency of payments, and based on that, right, we get this reminder of pending payments or pending bills that we need to clear in this particular month. So this is what we have done. It's a very quick recap. um, 14 videos so far in this series, and you can go into those commits and get a good sense of what was covered in what video. Okay, I have tried to be as specific in terms of videos as possible, so you should get a good sense. And I have done very little in this code base which is not live, so you can literally follow those 14 these 13 videos and then this one 14th, and you will get a complete sense of what has been done so far. Okay, so let's get started. Today, it is going to be a lot of UI because we have a action class called generate monthly bill instances action, which creates these database entries, and on my dashboard I am listing them out. So what we will try to achieve today is literally how we can pay them, right? Okay, so let's see. First thing that I'll have to do is get a button somewhere over here so that we can initiate that thing. How do we do that? So let's see. um on my dashboard, right? Actually it's the table, so let's go over here. Table bill instance table. Yeah, now I want an action button over here. So this is how I will do that, and I'll need to see how I can get the dialog. Shared CN, right? Shared CN components. Dialog. So what I can do is, see this button, if I have a button called pay, then what I can literally do is open the dialog on that button click, isn't it? So let me do that. First of all, I'll have to install it. Let me copy this, run that. And while this is happening, let's come over here, table cell, and yeah, this is where I will need the button, but yeah, how does the documentation go? I need to create a dialog, then the trigger. Okay, let's do that. Dialog. Okay, and that I will have a trigger element. So dialog trigger, dialog trigger, and I think I'll need to do an as child because this is inside a component. So yeah, I'll do that, and then obviously I need a button. This will be default, and size I will keep it as a small button because I don't think that button will otherwise fit in that table thing. Okay, and I don't need a pay now. Good. And is there something called as credit card icon? Yes, there is. So if I do this, what do I get? A pay button. Perfect. This should work for me. And obviously I don't have anything else in my dialog. So what is the next step in my dialog? I'll need this content and this. Okay, let me copy this part. After the trigger, I will need I forgot that I have removed the on save formatting, so I'll do it manually. Yeah, this is pay bill dialog title. I will update the description. So select an payment, no, select an account and pay the bill. Yeah, something like that. Okay, let me see. Should open up the dialog. Yes, it is working. Okay, now the flow that I want to do sorry, is that the user should select the account. Okay, because when you're paying the bill, you should have the flexibility of selecting how you are making that payment. Okay, so we will have list of accounts that we will need. Then we will need the amount, actual amount paid. Okay, then typically we don't make the entry on the same day. I mean, we may forget, so date of payment obviously, and notes. Okay, so from the form I will need this. There are certain other things, for example the user ID, the bill instance, and even the category, but those are something which we can get from the backend. From the front end, this is the list of things that we will require. Okay, now if you if you are aware of the code base, then it's you will already know that we are pulling the accounts. But if you are not aware, what I'm doing is making a query on the dashboard page to show these accounts, and I'll need the account drop down over here. So I am thinking I will use this data, modify it a little bit so that I am able to create the drop down thing. Because if I am not wrong, I have a drop down service that gives me categories and accounts. Okay. But if I run this, it will be an additional query, which I don't want to do. Okay. So I will reuse this. Let's see how we can do that. So the first thing obviously will be to create a new component for the form. So I'll go over here, create something called bill pay form.tsx. Okay. Default function bill pay form, return this. So in this form, what we will need is obviously the first thing will be interface bill pay form props. Yes, I'll need the pending bill. Okay, we'll call it the pending bill, which is nothing but the bill instance. And we will need accounts, which will be a custom array of object, which is ID, number, name, string. Yes. Okay. Because I can't get the account drop down data, right? So I will do a little bit of data cleanup at the main dashboard level, and then I will pass it along. Okay. Now, so how do I? I'm just thinking, how can I mean, should I do it over here, or this accounts will come from, yeah. No, this is fine. Let's get started at least. We will do bill pay form. Okay. Now the first thing is pending bill, so I will send the pending bill and then the accounts. Now the problem is, yes, I need in some way to, I'm just trying to think how I can get that thing. Okay, hold on. What if should I do it in the controller? Maybe not, because I already have the accounts over here. So let's not do that thing. Okay. Pending bill execute. Okay, maybe I'm thinking too much. Let me simply do a filter over here. Okay, so this is going to be accounts. I will need to send the accounts.data actually. What is coming over here as accounts? No, this is the table, right. So I will I can clean up the filtered data inside the table. That will help me set things up. So I'll show you. I mean, what I was thinking is, see, I'm getting the accounts over here, which is paginated data, right? for some time, I'll just assume that it is not more than 10 accounts. Okay. Someone with more than 10 accounts will handle that later. But yes, accounts table in here, right? I will have accounts as accounts. Okay. Then what I can do is, see, I will get accounts over here. Yeah. But this cannot be accounts directly. It will be have to be accounts data. Correct, because this is a paginated object, so we will always get the data where um, uh, or maybe I'll filter out over here. I think that is easier. I'm complicating things here. So constant account options. Yes, I think it is doing what I wanted. Map. This will become dot data. Okay. Okay, it is not coming over here because I need to add the props here. Right. Should have given me data. I have made a mistake. That's why it is complaining. So yeah, fix that. Now I should get accounts.data. I can map through it. Right. What I will do over here is ID is account ID and name. Okay. So with this, sorry, I can pass this here. Why this is complaining? Pending bills. Let me see. Yeah. I can get back to this format over here, and because this is a form, I will keep this thing for now. It should stop complaining. Let me see. This is pending bills. Is this wrong? Bill pay form, pending bill. Okay, yes. Right. And we are doing it properly now. I'll just kind of format it. Okay. So this is there. Okay, I won't see anything as of now. Yeah. This is dashboard. So from the dashboard, I'm sending the accounts. This is the table. I'm getting the form. The form gets the pending bill and the accounts. And now over here, let me switch that off. And this as well. Transaction form, right? I'll do a split. And the first thing obviously is the drop down, right? So I will do okay, it's a card, right? So maybe what I should also do is maybe start with the card, isn't it? Let me see. No, this cannot have a card. Okay, so we'll directly do the form. Form this. Wow. Okay, I'll fix that later. This is irritating a bit. So field set is what I will need. Inside my field set, I will have a field group. And inside the field group, let me have account selection. Yes. I'll have a field. No, I can just copy the drop down thing from here. Account selection. This is the select. So copy this entire thing. What do we need over here? I need the field. field label, and I can say this is account ID. Yes, account. This is fine as well. This is yeah, data, right? Data dot account. I don't have the data because I haven't used the hook. I need this. I will go over here. It says account ID, amount, date, notes. Looks fine to me. I think it's reading this file, is it? Because it's very, very, very accurate. I don't know how. This is magical stuff, I'll tell you. Yeah, it did miss a few, but that's completely acceptable. I will do bill instance ID, and that is required because um, the thing is, when I'm making that payment, I need to tell which bill payment instance I'm making that payment for. So this is done, and this is a mandatory thing. Amount, again, I will pre-fill it with the pending bill amount, and the date I will do as paid date. Okay, this is fine. Notes can be empty. Now this is all fine. The trigger uh this is typical stuff, and I'm just importing. I don't import all of them one by one because I have seen many times what it does is takes the Radix UI components, and that creates a problem. Format the document, please. Activating extensions. Yeah. Hey, what happened? What the? Okay. Undo. I will run the npm run format. That will be better. I mean, I don't know what it did. npm run format. Maybe, what I can do is composer JSON, and there's a section called scripts. Yeah. Yep, I will add something over here, which is format. Perfect. I don't know, PHP artisan pint, is that actually a thing? No. That's what I thought. This should be dot slash this and npm format fix. So now I can simply run composer run format. So it should first run pint, and then it should run the npm thing. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Now while it is doing its thing, we have the formatted form. This is coming properly. So the next step, why are we firing crackers? I don't know. Okay, let's continue with our business. What do we have in here? Next, amount paid, which will be a field which I already have, actually, isn't it? Amount paid. Amount. Yes. So I'll just copy everything from here. Field name is also same, right? Amount. Perfect. This is where it starts. This is where it ends. Now, input, I'll need to import amount number. Yes, this is fine. Why is it complaining? Parse float, yeah. And enter amount, everything is fine. After that, what do we have in here? The date of payment, right? So date of payment will be a date field. I can again steal this from here. That's my next field. Yeah, field till here. Copy. Paste. Now, in here, this is going to be paid date. Yes, paid date. I think this is the only change required. Yes, this is done. Last field will be notes, which can be actually the description. Um, Notes, right? I'll call this notes. Yes, so far so good. Enter notes. Yeah, that's about it. Let me run that again, and while this is happening, get down to this part and let me see. We have our form ready over here. So now, what do we need? This closes automatically. 209, 300, taking the current date, so all good. Maybe I'll do paying bill for. Yeah, I think this will be interesting, isn't it? Like I click on this and it says paying bill for Vodafone. Yeah, perfect. And this should be paying bill for Airtel internet. Yeah. Now this is done. So we will now we'll have to handle the request, isn't it? So how do we do that? All this is fine. I will need to create a request actually. So, and before that, I'll actually need a controller because we haven't even created the controller. So PHP artisan make controller bill payment controller. And the controller should have a request called bill payment request. Okay. Now, what do we have in our web.php? And this is fine. I can get rid of this file. Let's see. Actually, I can get rid of this route as well. And we will name this route as bill pay. Okay. Route should be a post bill pay. And stop your autocomplete for some time. I will do bill payment controller. This is the only thing that the controller will do. So it will be an invocable controller. Okay. We'll call it bill pay. That's pretty much the best name I can think of. And function invoke that is bill payment request, right? Bill payment request. Yes. So that's my request over here as well. Done. Now we will have to define the request. I'll keep this as true for now. And the rules, what do we have in here? So the first thing is the account ID, obviously. The next thing is the bill instance ID, again, exist. Amount required, numeric minimum 1. Okay. Paid date is required. Yes, it should be of type date. Sometimes string max 225. And then I think this should give me my data equals validated data. Perfect. Let us try filling up the form and check whether we are even getting that, because we have written a lot of code and we don't even know whether it works or not. Obviously it will not work because I just realized like a typical behavior, I haven't even considered that I need to write the handle submit. I mean, AI is there, but we still need to write code, right? How do I get the URL? Route bill pay? No. This one will be import from at the rate slash routes, and this is coming from the index, so it should be bill pay. I will take this. It should say bill pay and .url, right? Yeah, and it's a method. I don't need to pass the data, but just so that we can confirm that it is working, I will have on success. Yes, let's put an alert. That's about it. So with this, I will need to take this and on submit handle. Yeah. Now let's try, because now it should work. We have 209 that should be paid by Axis Bank. I should ideally also somewhere show the bank account balance. Okay. But for now, oh, I don't have a submit button. Wow, can you just imagine that? Should be somewhere right at the bottom. Where does it go? After the field. Okay, I'll just copy this. Div. So I have my field group close. Field group close. Then I don't need the confirm dialog. We are already inside a dialog. And yeah, I don't have an is edit. Pay bill. I did want that paying. Yeah. Paying, and that's about it. Let me see. I do have a button, but the form was not visible at that point. Maybe it's a glitch. Yeah. paying, and 1 2 3 4 5. Let's see, 3 to 5. Yes, perfect. So we have our data inside the controller, and once we have this, right, I think the backend is pretty straightforward. We can quickly cover that, but before we do that, let me um, how are we doing on the time? Yeah, we are only 35 minutes, so we have time. Let's look at the ability to somehow, when I click this, right, it should show the current account balance. Okay, let's see. Form field. Okay, this is one way. Slider field set input. Okay, this is the only way, is it? Fine, let's go with that. This is field description. So I can add a field description. Let me go to this form, account, drop down, right? This is the label. It comes just below the input field. So field content. Do they have a field content? No. Uh, how do I do that? Is there something that done with the select? Yes, they have done this. So let me see. So they have the select and then this description. Perfect. So I have something like this. The select closes here. Field. What was that? Description, right? Let me see. This is, yeah, this is perfect. This is what I wanted. So now, how do we make it come only when we have selected an account, right? Data.account ID, correct. So this will come when I have data.account ID. So by default it is hidden, and this is perfect. Now what do we show over here is let me see, what does it do? Account ID to string. Okay. Dot balance. Do I get that? Because it's no. Let me see. Accounts dot find account, which is of type account. Isn't it? So accounts dot find this account dot ID to string equals this. What is wrong? Let me undo this and first understand. Okay. Find is going to give me, it's giving me the name, which is kind of fine. Where is it? Browser. Correct. By the way, we have a new comment, Zen007. Hey, hi Zen. How are you doing, man? Thanks for joining on the live stream. Okay. Now, why am I not getting the name? Let me see. How is the data available, right? So we have accounts. Oh, the accounts is a paginated object. So, and what am I getting over here? It will not work. The only thing that I have is really the name, but I'm passing it to this. So maybe I can add balance as this, fixed to 2. Okay. That will mean I can do balance. Okay. And this will then be a balance. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to do. Let me see. Do we get an error over here? Account balance to fixed is not a function. To fixed. Where have I done that? Table. I think this is because it is considering this as a string, is it? Let me remove that. Balance. Over here as well. Yeah, it's a string, so perfect. This is working. And awesome. Now I can see what is the balance before making those payments, which is very important, to be very honest. All right. So this UX part is done. Now let's focus on the backend. Okay. What do we need to do? We have the validated data. I will need the bill instance, because what I want to do is, let me close a few things. Dashboard controller, I don't want that. We have some error here. Why? It says type ID name balance is not assignable to this. Here it is considering this as a number. Why is that? Maybe I can do a toString. And yes. Let me see. The error is gone, right? Yeah. Okay. I have a comment. It says, what are those empty divs? How do they have those lines on them? Looks cool. Which empty div? Lyrics Plays has asked a question. Can you tell me which divs are you talking about? Empty divs, is it? I don't know. Yeah, if you can point me to that, I will definitely help you out. Or maybe, are you talking about these things in the UI? This one? Okay, so the starter kit, right? The React starter kit of Laravel by default gives us this thing, placeholder pattern. So you will see I have something right at the bottom, and I'll have to scroll over here, and at the top as well. So these three on top and this one at the bottom is what you are seeing over here. Okay. Let me have a glass of water. Still have a sore throat. Okay. Yeah, man, they look cool, and these are some developer experience that they have provided. I mean, that starter kit is just awesome. I can't think of like developing a new application without the starter kit. I tried a few other frameworks, but that's when I realized how much value this starter kit gives us. There are so many things that are baked into it. Like this sidebar, you can change it to a top bar. This dashboard, profile sections and whatnot. I mean, there are so many things. You will otherwise spend a lot of time, doing that scaffolding, which is out of the box, right? Sarcasm is here. Hi, Sarcasm. How are you doing? Thanks for joining live. Um, okay, what are we doing today? I'll just give you a quick recap. We have completed our listing of the pending payments. That's what I had covered in my last video. And today I have this pay bill button. On that, I have this form. And what we are trying to complete today is when I click on pay bill after filling out this form, right? It should get converted into a transaction. My payment should be done. And yeah, that's what we have as a target today. Okay. So let's continue. We have our data over here. What I will try to do is, because we will need to create a transaction, right? I already have a add transaction account. Action, sorry. What am I saying? So I will reuse this. Okay. I need the data category account user. Okay. I will inject that over here. Add transaction. Add transaction. Yes. So add transaction, execute is what we will need to call. Okay. But for that, we will need certain things. For example, it needs the bill instance, the category, sorry. So how do I get the category? I'll first need the bill instance because that will give me the biller, and that's how I will get the category. Okay. So let me do bill instance equals yeah, but I will need it with the relation. Loading the how do you say, the relationship bill dot biller. Okay. Then once I get this, I can get my account equals this, and what I will do is do $transaction data equals, I'll prep that. Okay. I'll need the account ID, because if you see over here, this data comes from this request, which is store transaction, account ID, category ID, amount, date, and description. Okay. So we need that. So we will populate it. I have account ID, category ID, which will be bill instance, bill, biller, and then category ID. Then I'll need the amount. Yes, that will be date amount, date, which will be paid date, and this. Absolutely. Let account was not added. Okay. Category is fine. Let me actually comment it out and do a DD transaction data. I think it can complain, so I will comment that out as well. Yes, 209 pay. Yes, I need to select my account. So the transaction has account ID, category ID. Perfect. Amount, date, description. Let me match that with the store thing, right? uh, Account ID, yes. Category ID, amount, date, and description. Okay, done. So this thing is ready. Now what I will do is start a transaction, okay? Because I need to do two things. I'll have to create the transaction, and then I will update my bill instance. So Illuminate support facades, TB transaction function. And now I'll do transaction equals, yeah, I'll have to do use transaction data and the action as well. Yeah. So add transaction execute. Okay. I will have data, which is transaction data, which I will need to add. Then I'll need the category. Yes. So it will be bill instance, biller category. Correct. I think it got everything correct. I just need to get the bill instance, the account, it's a long list, but yeah, and the auth ID. Eliminate support facades. Yes. So what happened? Transaction data is twice. Okay, I'll just remove this. Are you happy now? Yeah. So we should be able to create the transaction. Then I have the bill instance, so I'll do bill instance update. In that bill instance split, close this. What I need to update is the transaction ID, because this is null so far. Okay, so transaction ID, yes. The next thing that I will need is paid, sorry, the amount, because the amount is finally something that we are getting from the post data. So I will need the data as well, right? Then the status is updated to paid. Okay. Paid date and notes. Okay. Where is the transaction completing? Over here. Right. So return redirect back. Okay. With success bill paid. Yeah, this is fine. So let's try and see if this works. Should actually. Okay. Hit refresh. And in here, I will say this is not 300. This is actually 350. Okay. Pay. Oh, I'm sorry. HDFC. Pay. bill paid successfully. That alert worked. And yeah, can you see that is gone from this page? The transaction got added over here. I can see that new transaction here, 350. The original amount was 300. I changed it. I said it was 350. And yeah, that pretty much sums up what we were trying to do. So now when we pay our bill based on the reminder, we can just click over here. For example, I will make it 210. And I'll say that I paid it on the 1st of November. Pay bill. Sorry, my bad. And I'll just remove the alert. So I have no payments. I'll have to handle this UI. But all the transactions are added. Okay, so I have one more comment. Sarcasm is saying, man, it slowly got very sophisticated from being a simple one to a complex one. Yes, that was the idea, Sarcasm. Yes, because when you go into an expense manager and you are trying to add those finesse, yes, that's how it should be. A lot of things should happen automatically. Like I said, the account balance updating itself, bill payment resulting in a transaction. This is typically what would be expected. And yeah, that's pretty much what we wanted to even cover. It got completed in just under an hour. So I'm happy that I was able to complete it and cover what was there. Some bit of UI changes I will do offline. For example, I will add some headings over here, some beautifications. I will ensure that when we don't have any pending bills, this table doesn't show up, or maybe it just greets with a message saying, hey, all your bills have been paid, congratulations, or something like that, and maybe add some stats over here as well. But yeah, that's that's pretty much what I wanted to cover, guys. Thank you for being online, supporting with all your comments. It really encourages me to continue this whole series. I am really happy how things are shaping up, and with your support, it is very, very fun doing this development. I hope you continue to support me with this journey of doing more features. Yeah, this is the repository. You can look at the code, share with others, maybe drop a star as well. And yeah, that's about it, guys. That's what I wanted to cover in this video. Thank you. Bye bye.